Hello, everybody. Welcome to this 30-minute yoga class. This session has been designed to give you an opportunity to stretch your body and to center yourself and to feel focused but also relaxed. I will ask you to bring your awareness onto your body and onto your breath for the duration of this practice. But hopefully you can also use some of these tools to give yourself an energy boost if you have moments of fatigue during your day. Or perhaps you'll learn some tips to ease some tension in your own body if it starts to feel a bit cranky from perhaps too much sitting. And there are no special requirements needed for this except for you to have somewhere comfortable you can sit. And ideally, you are wearing some clothes that are not too restrictive.
So let's start in a seated position. I happen to be on the ground here on a yoga mat, which you're welcome to do if you have that available. But if it's more accessible for you to do this either on a chair or potentially even on a sofa, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure you have a little bit of room around you to do some small movement. And you choose your seated position. So obviously if you're on a chair or on a sofa, that's quite self-explanatory. Just sit how you usually would. But if you happen to be on the floor, you're welcome to take a cross-legged position if that's comfortable for you. I'm choosing to sit on my shins today. I know that a lot of people don't feel comfortable sat on the ground, especially on the shins or in a cross-legged position. But just know that the more you run away from sitting in positions that are not comfortable for you, then the harder it will become. So perhaps you challenge yourself to sit in a way that you wouldn't usually sit, just knowing that it's not going to do any harm to your body. It might cause some discomfort, but then perhaps you just sustain it for a couple of minutes or as long as you can bear, and then you move into another comfortable seated position. So first we'll move into a simple breathwork exercise, which is called box breathing, and this is designed to energize you but also to calm your nervous system. And the reason it's called box breathing is because we decide on a certain amount of seconds and we inhale for that amount of time, we hold the breath for the same amount of time, we exhale for the same amount of time, and then again we hold at the bottom of the exhale for the same amount of time. So today we'll go with box breathing for 5 seconds. And when you inhale, make sure you really fill the lungs and the diaphragm with air for 5 seconds. Then we'll hold the breath for 5 seconds, and it will be a very soft, gentle hold. So everything will be soft and relaxed. You don't need to tense your face. You're simply closing the airways in your nose. And then you'll slowly exhale for 5 seconds, which can be challenging. So think nice warm breath as if you were trying to create mist in the air on a cold day. And then you'll hold at the end of the exhale for 5 seconds. For this exercise, I like to breathe in and out through the nose, but if it feels more comfortable for you to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, that's also perfectly okay. So I'll just give you a couple of moments to tune in, so just gently close the eyes wherever you are. And firstly, just allow yourself to breathe. So as you breathe in, draw your attention onto the belly and just let the belly expand as you breathe in. So no need to grip your abdominals. Just make your breath nice and relaxed and soft and bring your attention onto it. And we'll now move into rounds of box breathing, and I will count, so you don't need to worry about counting. So just finish your exhale wherever you are. And now let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now just keeping the eyes closed for a moment. Just notice how your body feels after moving through those rounds of box breathing. And then just gently flicker the eyes open. And just take a quick mental note to notice if you are feeling any different after that simple breathing exercise. Okay, now to check for some tension in the body, I'm going to ask you all just to simply place your hands onto the back of your neck, okay? You'll just give the back of your neck a little massage, a little rub, and just notice immediately if you're carrying any tension. I'm noticing my neck straight away that it's working really hard to hold my head up, so already I can start to soften in that area. So just see if you can soften, see if you can relax. And keeping that level of softness, just gently place the hands onto the thighs, palms face up. So now we'll start to stretch out through the neck. So take a nice big deep breath in. And as you exhale, draw that right ear towards the right shoulder and feel a nice stretch along the left side of the neck. Take a deep breath in again. And as you exhale, draw the chin into the chest. We'll just move to the other side. And now inhale as your left ear draws towards that left shoulder. Feel the stretch. And exhale, chin to chest. Let's draw that half circle towards the other side. Inhale. And exhale. So you're simply moving from side to side, inhaling as the ear draws to the shoulder and feeling that stretch. And exhaling to move to the other side. And take your time with this. Carry a lot of tension in the neck. So we're just easing it out bit by bit. And if that feels really nice for you, you can keep moving from side to side. Or if it feels okay for you, you can start tipping your head back just to gently look up. Now be careful with this one. We're not so used to looking up, so it can feel a bit crunchy on the back of the neck. So take your time, move through it slowly. And it's as if you're trying to draw circles with the crown of the head. And I would encourage you, exhale as the chin draws into the chest. And inhaling as you gently tip your head back. And then draw circles in the opposite direction if you were drawing circles. Okay, and gently float the head back to neutral. Okay, now let's go through some nice shoulder rolls. So just release your hands from your thighs if they're resting there. And take a nice big deep breath in as you start to shrug the ears up towards the shoulders. And as you exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together as they roll back. Now we're just trying to get through the shoulders here. It's really common to let the ribs flare. But in order to really get the maximum from this shoulder roll, I'd try and encourage you to keep your ribs nice and close just so you can isolate that shoulder joint. Really feel the stretch. Don't worry about the breath too much. Just see if you can time this movement somehow with the rhythm of your breath. And remember, you're shrugging the ears up towards the shoulder and you're squeezing the shoulder blades together as they roll back. your shoulders. I'm feeling it in mine too. And let's draw circles in the opposite direction. So this time we're squeezing the back muscles together, squeezing the shoulder blades, and now bringing the shoulders up to the ears and shrugging them forward. And again, try and time it with the rhythm of your breath somehow. Okay, and now just give the shoulders a little shake. Now I want to show you a little external shoulder rotation stretch now, and the reason that this is so good for us is because we spend so much of our lives being internally rotated in the shoulders. So if you think about how you spend your days on your keyboard, or perhaps you do ride your bike, or perhaps you're walking down the street, you're always internally rotated in the shoulders. And remember, the body actually likes to move in the opposite direction to what we're used to in order for us to maintain a healthier body for longer. So we want to encourage external shoulder rotation. Okay, so one action that helps us with external rotation, I'm going to show you the total movement. I'm going to ask you to go into cactus arms, which literally looks like you're in a cactus. So just start extending your arms out in front of you. So the arms are nice and straight. It's as if you're holding 2 bowls of soup. And as you inhale, start to lift the arm bones up towards the ears. Now again, we're trying to get into the shoulders here, so we don't want the rest of the body to compensate. So you might notice that your ribs start to open and flare. See if you can close the ribs and only extend those arms. Let the shoulders come up to the ears as far as they'll go without you having to flare your ribs. When you feel that you're at your maximum, you'll then cactus those arms. So you're squeezing the shoulder blades together as you do that and create this shape. And you should feel a bit of intensity in your back muscles. And now you're turning the hands up towards the ceiling. You're pulling the elbows into the sides of the ribs. You're still squeezing your back muscles. I'm feeling a little shake and a little shudder, which means that it's good. It means I'm moving to my end range with a little bit of intensity. And then when the elbows come to the ribs, you're going to return back to center. So you're holding 2 bowls of soup. As you inhale, keeping those ribs closed, pull your arm bones up towards your ears. Let the shoulders come up until you can't go anymore. And then exhale, cactus those arms. Squeeze your shoulders together as you draw the elbows into the ribs. Turn those hands up as if you're holding 2 bowls of soup to the side now. And see if you can move your forearms and hands back in space so they're parallel with your body. And then inhale, reaching out in front of you. So I'm already starting to build a little bit of heat and fire in my body just from this simple action moving through the shoulders. Exhaling, cactusing the arms. Take your time moving through this, absolutely no rush. I want to just get a bit of mobilization in the shoulder joints. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's do 2 more like this. 2 bowls of soup, arm bones up. Cactus, squeeze those shoulders, hands turn up, elbows come in. Last one, inhale and exhale. Okay guys, so I'm going to move into a different seated position now just to make myself comfortable. So I'm going to change into a cross-legged position, but you choose. If you're feeling like you need to move or you're getting pins and needles, feel free to choose any seated position that works for you. So now we'll move into the side body. So reach up with your right arm. Take a nice big deep breath in. And as you exhale, draw that right hand towards the left side of the room. And you want to feel a nice opening in the right side of the body. So you can twist your chest and turn it towards the ceiling. Don't worry too much about the shape. You just want to feel that opening. So take a nice big deep breath in again as you return to center. And exhale, now reach up and over with that left arm towards the right side. Inhale to return to center. And exhale, let's reach up and over. And inhale, return to center. And exhale, reach up and over and stretch, palm faces down. And then return to center. And you might notice that as you reach from side to side, one of your sit bones wants to lift off your chair or off the ground. See if you can keep it really rooted to whatever you're sat on. Again, just so you can maximize this opening, and again, you're twisting the chest if you need to feel more depth here. And perhaps you just play stretching with your fingers even more, just to increase the intensity of that stretch. Let's do 2 more to each side. Okay, and then return to center. And now I'll ask you to move into a spinal twist. So I'm going to ask you to get your right hand and place it outside your left knee. Okay, so I'm in a cross-legged position, but you can even do this if you're sat simply with your thigh bones parallel on a chair or on the ground. And then as you breathe in, reach your left arm up. And as you exhale, press against the outside of that knee to twist to the left side. And you can place that hand onto the back of the sacrum, and you're trying to create this twist in the upper part of the spine. Take a nice big deep breath in, grow taller through the spine, and as you exhale, twist more to the left. So it's a tiny little movement. You probably wouldn't be able to see it to the eye, but you're going to use your breath. So inhale to lengthen, grow taller, and exhale to twist, even if it's just a millimeter. Let's take 3 more breaths. See how far you can go using your breath. Last breath. Okay, slowly unravel. Just take a little counter twist. Just twist to the right side now. Okay, let's move to the other side. Place your left hand outside your right knee. Take a nice big deep breath in as you reach up with that right arm. And then as you exhale, start to twist to the right side. Again, you can place that hand onto the sacrum, the flat bone at the bottom of your back. And we're using the breath again here to see how far we can take this spinal twist. So inhaling, always growing taller, and exhaling, twisting. Again, hips are staying nice and still, just so you can really get the most from this twist that should be coming purely from the spine. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Okay, slowly unravel, come back to center. Let's just take a little counter twist to the other direction, just to reset the spine. So now we'll just move into a little bit of standing balance, just to challenge yourself. So please get up from your seated position, and you don't need too much space for this. And so many people always say I'm not good at balancing, and it's funny because we rely on our feet to carry us through the day and to hold us up, and we really rely on them to balance, but we don't actually draw that much attention to our foot, which is one of the most important parts of our body. If we didn't have them, we wouldn't be able to stand. So one thing when it comes to balancing, it is really important to have an awareness of your foot. And because we wear shoes for most of the day, we've lost a lot of that sensory feedback and a lot of that foot strength that we should have. So I'm going to ask you first to look down at your feet. And we'll balance on the right foot first. So look down at your foot, and I like to lift my toes off the ground and spread your toes, and then just plant them down, just so you have that slight grip with the ground. And this will be a little bit harder if you're on carpet. It'll be more challenging than it will be if you're on a solid floor. And actually activate through your feet. So press down through the outer edges of that right foot and lift the inner arches of the foot. And you want to be focusing your attention on the toes pressing down, the toe mounds pressing down, the outer edges, and also the heel, because the minute any part of that foot starts to lift from the ground, you're not going to be balanced, and you're going to lose it. Okay, so just keep your attention focused on that foot really grounding down. When you feel like you have it, come onto the tiptoe of the left foot and fix your gaze on something in the distance that is not moving. Keep your attention onto the sole of that right foot as you slowly draw the left knee into the chest, interlace the fingers, and just grab that knee. And don't worry if you're wobbling all over the place. I'm actually wobbling too. But just keep your attention on the sole of the foot. You're just doing your best to keep your balance. There's no right or wrong here, and it's always challenging if you're new to balancing on one foot. Don't worry too much. It'll also help you if you squeeze that right glute slightly as well, so you have that activation through your leg. Let's take a couple more breaths. If you're falling out, don't worry, just get back into it again. Okay. And then slowly release your left foot down. Just give that right foot a little shake. It might even be hurting a little bit if you're not used to balancing on one foot. That's completely normal. So let's move to the other side. So now look down at your left foot, and we'll do that thing again where we lift and spread the toes and we plant them down again. I like to imagine that my foot is gripping down with the ground. And you're making sure that you're pushing down through all toes, the mounds of the toe, the outer edge of that foot, the heel of that foot. Okay, all of that has to be in contact with the ground, otherwise you will lose your balance again. So once you feel confident that you can keep it or sustain it, look into the distance, look at something that is not moving, and slowly start to draw that right knee in towards the chest. Take your time. Interlace your fingers, grab the shin. And again, it will help if you squeeze your left glute just to power up through that leg. And my toes are gripping with the earth to my yoga mat to help me stay balanced here. Breathe. If you're falling out, no problem. Just get back in, give it another try. Balance is really practice. Let's take one more breath. Okay, and then slowly release your foot down. Give it a little shake again if you need to. Now for the final part of this session, we will move into a quick mindfulness meditation. So I'll ask you to sit down again, and if your legs are feeling quite stiff from sitting down previously or from doing that balancing, then please just feel free to take any seated position that's comfortable. Perhaps it's different to the first seated posture you chose, or perhaps it's the same. So here I am back in my cross-legged seated position because I find this a comfortable position to sit in for a few minutes. And one thing I want to point out is that if you're new to meditation, I would encourage you to make sure you're nice and comfortable. I think there's a pressure to sit in this cross-legged position, on some kind of cushion, but it's just simply not needed. If you need to sit on a chair or on your sofa or lean back against something, I think the most important thing is that you are comfortable. I think we already face a lot of discomfort in the mind. There's really no need to make your body uncomfortable as well. So there's really nothing to achieve in this meditation. I'm going to talk you through it. The sound of my voice might drift in and out. You might lose your focus, but please don't worry, just do your best. So once you've found a position that you can sustain just for a few minutes, just again, bring your hands onto your thighs, palms face up or down, it doesn't really matter. And gently close down the eyes. And the first thing I will ask you to do is to just become aware of your posture. Are you slouching, or are you sat up extremely straight? See if you can grow a little bit taller through the spine, through the crown of the head, but also maintain a sense of ease, a sense of relaxation. So as you breathe into the belly, again, try not to ab grip, just let your belly expand as you breathe into the lungs and the diaphragm. There's no need to hold it. And the goal here in this mindfulness meditation that we're doing together is not to empty your mind, as we often think of meditation to be. It's to simply become aware of how your body is feeling today and where your mind is at. We're just here to become aware. So first of all, do a quick body scan. How is your body feeling? Is it tired? Do you feel energetic? Are you tense in some parts of your body where you could perhaps soften and just relax? The neck, the face, the jaw, the belly, very common areas to store tension, shoulders. And your breath is very soft, it's very natural. And you're just watching it. So as you breathe in, you'll notice a small shape change in your own body. And as you breathe out, maybe you can just soften and relax. And now if I were to ask you to shift your awareness onto your mind, just temporarily, where is your headspace at? Are you feeling very relaxed and calm? Or is there something that you are carrying on your shoulders or something you're anticipating? And there's no right or wrong. You're just simply noticing where you're at and what is occupying your headspace at the moment. If you've built up any tension in your body anywhere just from noticing your thoughts, as you breathe out, see if you can gently release that tension again. Try not to get frustrated or agitated if your mind is wandering all over the place. Just simply acknowledge, my mind is busy today. I seem to have a lot on my mind. Just notice what you're thinking of, what you're struggling to let go of. Or if you feel very peaceful today, just acknowledge that you're feeling peaceful. And remember, it's very challenging in a mindfulness meditation if we resist too much, so please don't be frustrated. And remember, in a mindfulness meditation, there is really nothing to achieve. We are just trying to be present, and being present is just being aware of where we are at with our thoughts, with how our body feels. And just remind yourself where you are at this present moment, which room you're in, what is the temperature of the room. Can you hear any small sounds in the distance or in the background? Or perhaps you can hear a lot of noise, perhaps you're somewhere quite noisy. If you are, don't worry, again, you're just noticing it. And we'll take 3 deep breaths now to finish this session. And feel free just to sigh it out through the mouth and just really let your shoulders relax. So keeping your eyes closed, take a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. Take 2 more breaths like that. Breath in. And exhale, let it go through the mouth. Last time, deep breath in. And exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. And slowly flicker your eyes open. Take in the surroundings bit by bit of the room that you're in. Let the light fill your eyes again. I just noticed how you're feeling after that short mindfulness meditation session. Also remembering that there was nothing to achieve except for you to just take a few moments just to close your eyes. So thank you to everybody for joining this session. I hope that it's helped you to center yourself and to also release some tension in the body.